Good morning. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Hi. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Hello. The raccoons were back last night. They came before it even got dark, man. It was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah. We survived. We survived. Another night. Evil raccoons. Still here. Yay. I don't know where Tigray is. But I really wish I did know, huh? You're rubbing on my butt. Let me watch the video and you're rubbing your head on my butt. You're rubbing your head on my butt. Yeah. Look. It's okay. You know how this works? I do the dry food first and then I do the wet food. So I did see a couple of the comments, and yes, you can get arrested for being a genuinely kind person by in a surrounding town, not this town that I live in, but in surrounding towns. And there are people who want to do that to this town. More so because I went to the town meeting, and the reasoning behind their wanting to do it to this town is to keep pet parents accountable. Well, what about the cats that don't have pet parents? You know, I mean, we're not talking Simon. Simon, for those of you who don't know who Simon is a farm cat who visits every so often. And when I posted his picture as one of the members of the colony, his owner messaged me and said, that is not a feral stray cat. That is our cat. His name is Simon. And I'm like, well, have you ever thought of getting him fixed? And he's like, well, he's a farm cat and he likes to be outside instead of being inside. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so he just chills out in the barn. I'm like, okay, but you do understand that your barn is at least a mile, if not more, away from my house. And they're like, So I said, yeah, food for thought. Have you ever thought of getting him fixed? And they're like, well, he doesn't really like being handled and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure he's the daddy to my tuxedo inside. So, there's that. But people do what they're going to do. I did raise the question in the town meeting that what about the cat colonies that are already here, that are established, that are not owned. These cats do not have owners. They do not have homes. They are just being fed by people like me who just make sure that they have a warm place to go to in the winter and food in their belly. And then they tabled the motion. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where you gotta kind of, when do pet parents have to take accountability? I mean, yes, we live in a very wooded area. Yes, cats, I guess if you want your cat to be outside, that's fine. But I live on a main strip. You can see that with the traffic going back and forth. I hope that by giving the cats food, that they don't cross that traffic back and forth, that they stay over here on this side because they know that there's shelter, there's food. But you can only do so much. So, before I get into my whole spiel, if you're watching us on the Tiki Taki and we go over 10 minutes, which we probably will, I will post the Facebook link in the description. Go there so you can watch the full video. So when it came up in the town meeting, I was very upset because I said that's not okay. You have these people, and I know some people like calling them Karens and whatnot. Yeah, I've been known to call somebody a Karen every so often, but they're not destructive. Yes, they may attack the wildlife birds, but that's the extent. They're not going to attack your dogs. They're not going to attack your other cats. But to be fair, I've said it before, it's your choice as to whether or not you let your cat outside. There are many pros and cons. It's more bad than good because, hit by a car, taken by a wild animal, taken by somebody. There's so many things that can happen to your animal, attacked by a wild animal. There's so many things, especially up here in my particular area. I'm just talking like a 1 mile radius, 1 block radius. There's a main strip highway, 2 of them actually, one there and one here. And letting your cat out over here is kind of irresponsible because the cars are going by fast. Yeah, the street speed limit is posted and you're not supposed to be going as fast as most of these cars go, but at the same time, your cat really shouldn't be outside. We have wild animals, we have birds of prey. We have something called a turkey vulture, and we have eagles, we have hawks, we have, these are all things that can pick up your cat and just fly off with it. With that said, I get it. You want your cat to have outside time. And build a catio, man. Build a catio. Be a responsible pet owner on that level. Let your cat go outside, but at the same time, be safe. Take your cat on a walk. Put it on a harness. Take it for a walk. I don't know. There's got to be alternatives to just letting it wander. As far as the barn cat thing, I don't get it. Yeah, it's a barn cat, but you live on a main highway as well. Pros and cons, man. Pros and cons. What's safer for the animal? If the animal doesn't like you, it doesn't want to come inside and be your pet, then maybe it needs to go to a new home where it does want to be, Maybe it's you. Maybe it's not the pet. very passionate about it, and people take my passion as like, oh, she's judgmental. I'm not judgmental at all. It's your pet. You have the right to do with your pet what you want to do with your pet. But at the same time, I see these cats struggle in and out, and I see them come and go. I've seen one get hit by a car. I've seen several of them get hit by cars. One from my colony, one from a colony down the road. I found before I was taking care of the colony, there was a colony member that he wasn't well, he was ill, and he got hit by a car. I just feel that, sometimes you need to just make sure that you take care of the pet. To call it a pet peeve would be downgrading it to where it is actually in my head, but to downplay it would be stupid. It's It's not a joke. The dangers are real. I mean, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. Not here. And those pets are inside pets. Obviously, your cat. If you have a cat, it's not wandering outside, You saw a cat outside, it was genuinely a stray cat or a feral cat. Oh. Okay. To think about, when you get a cat and you live in a rural area, I guess, you should really think about your cat and your investment too, because you get a cat, you gotta get it. The investment is real. You have to get it fixed. You have to take it to the vet. You want to get all its shots. Cats are an investment, for real. Pets are an investment, period, They're not just something you say, oh, I have a cat, and la 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 la. They're an investment. They're like children. I mean, you see all these sweet things. I mean, look at him. Look at her. Look at that one. She's so terrified of people because the people across the road did terrible things. They fought with me. She's been out here forever, the Creamy Mama. And they moved in. They're since gone, but they moved in 3-4 years ago, and she had kittens underneath their porch, and she was trying to get them over here so that they could eat, and they claimed that it was their cat and blah 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 blah. Mind you, the person who had this colony before me, who was maintaining this colony before me, has pictures of this cat from before they ever moved in. And they had to call the state police. It was a big mess. And then they left in the middle of the freaking night, and they left their cats. One was a kitten. I don't know what happened to it, but it was coming over here at one point, and it was eating. It was a gray tuxedo cat. It was really pretty. But it was really skittish, and we were trying to get it to where it would, like, let us just open the door without it taking off and running. But it never did that because it never came back. We never saw it again. And then there's her. And they claim that she was their cat, and blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, it was such a mess. And obviously they didn't really give a shit about her because look where she is still. She is still here. She is still being fed by me. I mean, you have to give thought. Is this where your cat is going to end up? Living outside in the winter, in the cold, and some caring person like myself taking care of it? Or is your cat gonna be an inside cat like my cats that love their house, love being inside? I mean, I'm sure that well, actually, Bobo and Nugget haven't ever been outside. Honey and Ziva were from the outside. Bobo and Nugget were brought in as little guys. They were really tiny. They were like this big when we brought them in. So, they've never known the outside. But Honey has, and Zavivi has. I don't know, I don't think they'd want to come back outside. You open that door and they're running the other way. So, I don't think so. But here's a bigger question to propose to yourself. If you get a cat, do you want to worry about that cat? I see posts all the time on Facebook. Oh, my cat it got out. And then I go to talk to these people to help them, and oh yeah, well, we let the cat out and it just never came back. Okay, well, that's the risk you run with putting your cat outside. Letting your cat go outside, that's what happens. We have woods. We have animals. We have big animals. We have raccoons that fight and bite with the cats. We have, well, I don't know about possums. Possums are pretty peaceful, I guess, unless you piss it off. And we have bears. We have foxes. We have coyotes. Any number of predator can grab your cat and kill your cat. There's cars, trucks, people who don't give a shit. Just run your cat over, And then you have semi-trucks that, well, they can't see a cat. I'm sorry. They're high up, and if a little kitty's crossing the road just as they're passing it, they ain't gonna see it and they ain't gonna feel it. So there's that. But, I'm gonna let them eat. Sorry about the ranting today, but I just, I saw the comments yesterday and I was just like, yeah, you get arrested for being a genuinely nice person, for real. But that's it. I'm going inside. Look at her. She's a beautiful cat. They brought her inside just to take care of her kittens, and then they booted her back outside and sold her kittens. Hi! No. I'm just gonna sit in the tall grass. Alright, well, we got to see mostly how Oreo is today. But we got to see mostly everybody today. And that's good. I like, checking in with everybody and making sure that everybody is still here with us. Obviously, Tigray, Butter, and for those who watched our earlier videos, Vinx. And Obi comes at night. So if you look at I think I posted pictures of all of the cats. Obi comes at night. They're in an album on the Facebook page. I haven't seen Ghostly in a while. But my neighbor said he's somewhere over there in the back of her property. So he probably comes over at night. But with that said, I'm going to let them get up here and eat. And I'm going to have my coffee. Talk to y'all tomorrow.